Is this a bad time to point out that men committed 9/11? Women wouldn't have been able to pull it off. Women would be crashing in the wrong state. What's the trade secret you know from working the industry? Worst possible secret. I worked in the main shipping warehouse for a popular lingerie chain. I processed returns. We were trained to use tape to extract pubes from used underwear and then repack it as new. I quit after 2 months. Not for me. Instead of saying I have to start your day with an I get to attitude, I get to work out, I get to go to work, I get to have an existential crisis in my car at 11 AM. Life is all about perspective. I get to show up in court to answer for multiple acts of vehicular manslaughter. My new stepmom is younger than me. Welp. This weekend my dad married his girlfriend. My parents got divorced over my dad cheating with her. I'm 24 and my new stepmom is 20. So there's that, and I'm not sure what exactly I'm feeling right now. Does she have a dad? Fight fire with fire. What situation is completely different if you have an erection? Being tortured for information. Sometimes I paint myself blue and lay at the bottom of the public pool and drag kids to their demise laughing my ass off. Relatable. Martians on Earth. Humans on Mars. What makes you think that isn't Martian forecock? I did this to a friend of mine, except instead of a vape it was a pack of cigarettes, and instead of flipping the cap I shot them 8 times in the back and buried them in the Oklahoma wilderness. Family awarded $1.7 billion by Ford after accident kills parents. Lost their parents and became billionaires. No way Ford turned them into Bruce Wayne. There's a pigeon at the entrance to my flats. How can I help the little fella? Big bowl of piss should sort him right out. The more horny you are, the more likely you are to do things that you would otherwise find disgusting. My dick has led me to places I wouldn't go with a gun. Me, asterisk returning from the bathroom asterisk, where are my fries? GF, IDK, babe. Me, asterisk eating her ass later that night and tasting my missing fries asterisk. How would you taste your missing fries whilst eating her ass? Slides them out whole like a Pez dispenser. Fuck zodiac signs. Which one did your teacher smash you with? Her custom made 12-inch spiked dildo. Over 1,912 transformations. You can only pick one, choose wisely. A cat girlfriend, she loves you. A cool watch, you have master control. With that many transformations that means the possibility of a double wiener quad-tittied lightning McQueen is at least 0.1% chance. And when you open it his torso gets ripped off his waist. The meatballs are in the bottom section next to sausage. Men of Reddit, what is a great sex tip you have to share with other men of Reddit? When she says just like that, that's what she. Cut your nails. Toys are your friends not rivals. Tell that to my wife. She hates when I play with my Legos during sex. Big kitty liquid. This is a mood. Practicing for his career as a rug. AWW first arrest. Bloodspawn camping. Man never wanted this Renaissance AAH style, wanted to draw big boob and in girls. Would you do tap this freak for 2 doubloons? Hell, I'd pay to do it, even if she was my sister. Study reveals THC found in breast milk of cannabis, using moms. So you are saying I can drink my breast milk and get high again? A friend who was into grandmas and grandpas once told me, just because the wrapper is wrinkly doesn't mean the candy isn't sweet. The fuck? North Korean cheerleaders performance in Olympics. Dance or die. Did you know that a single sperm contains 37.5 megabytes of DNA information? One ejaculation represents a data transfer of 15,875 GB. A lot of information to swallow. Apparently your mom is a supercomputer. I'm not sure what's your guys' opinion on this is, but me personally I wouldn't want to kiss a girl who just gave me a blowjob. Coward. 6-year-old boy who was so excited about watching his first rugby match was left in floods of tears after he was vomited on by drunk fan. That's finest cuisine in Wales. Can you beat Minecraft with dementia? And it made me wonder, can you? I can't wait for part 1. Crust. Mantle. Through Earth's crust. The USSR digs for decades the Earth. Is it in yet? My DNA test results are here. 0.3% Indian, 87.8% Anatolian, 10.4% Iranian, Caucasian and Mesopotamian, 100% egg. He has before head, forehead, and after head. What is the most fucked up thing you saw in poo? 465 upvotes, 464 comments. Man thriving in pain on the floor in his own blood. I think you mean writhing. No pain no gain. Gandalf with big naturals. Just realized that King Khan was a legendary simp for sacrificing himself to a woman he can't even have sex with. He could have sex with her, but she just would not be alive. Not really. Apes have much smaller penises proportionally than humans. The average ape's penis is about 1.5 inches. King Kong, in the original version at least, is 25 feet tall. Since the average ape is 5.5 feet tall, that would make King Kong have a penis size of just under 7 inches, which is completely survivable. I did the math, so you all don't have to. I think the problem would be girth, not length. Something square cube law? I don't know, I'm no mathematician. I really don't want to Google gorilla penis girth, I feel like that gets you on a list. I don't know what list, but a bad one. Everything reminds me of her. Rest in peace grandma. Did you know? This how the poppy bud of a poppy flower looks like. And she's wearing heels. She could climb inside and drive him around like a Gundam. Pet owners of Reddit, what is the worst thing your pet has done? My dog herded 5 sheep into the ocean. They just disappeared into the sea. Grandpa wasn't happy. Roast me. Your coochie probably smells like hot dog water. Hot dog water is crazy. I'm French. Edit, don't worry, I'm feeling better now. I feel sorry for you. Kill it before it lays eggs, sarcastic. Get well soon. Did you know that a single sperm contains 37.5 megabytes of DNA information? One ejaculation represents a data transfer of 15,875 gigabytes. A lot of information to swallow. Roaches are nocturnal. If you start seeing them during the day in your house, that means there is so many of them that you don't see, that is no more room for them in your walls. Of course there's no room for them in your walls, I'm already in them. My ex-husband did that to me. It was so disgusting. He was a smoker and didn't have the best dental hygiene. It was literally traumatizing. He was a smoker and didn't have the best dental hygiene. Ugh. I don't think I could marry someone who fit that description, even if she looked like Jessica Rabbit and could suck a cupel through a garden hose. Jessica Rabbit could literally be a coke whore in a crack house, and I'd drag my balls across hot oil to get chance. I don't give a fuck. Come on guys, beaver alone. That's the tooth, the whole tooth and nothing but the tooth. I used to circumcise elephants at the zoo. It didn't pay a lot, but the tips were enormous. Free lunch as well. Since when were the minions freaky? What if, instead of the minions, they were called the Freakians, and instead of being silly, they were freaky? One of them dropped the soap in Despicable Me 3 when they were in jail. Why are you ruining my childhood? To be honest, Finding Nemo is way worse. I mean, if you know clownfish biology, after the end of movie, Nemo's dad, the oldest male of the clownfish family, will turn female, as the group is missing the female, Nemo's mom. And Nemo will make little baby clownfishes with his dad turned mom. Only in your dreams. This a nightmare. I found out why. Why the fuck do we have ass hair? It's to prevent chafing. Oh shit, for real? I often wish I had no ass hair, because as it stands now, wiping after a shit is like trying to get peanut butter out of carpet. Got sad news today. After 7 years of medical training, my good friend has been struck off after minor indiscretion. He slept with one of his patients and now can no longer work in the job he loves. What a waste of time, training and money. A genuinely nice guy, and a brilliant vet. Would been funnier if he was a pediatrician. What a story to tell her child. Wholesome moments. Egyptian fencer Nada Hafez competed while 7 months pregnant. Mom, can you tell me about before I was born? Yes, I was poked a lot. 2 months before birth and 9 months before birth. Respect. Has porn affected your prep? My prep affected my porn schedules. Pies. What race/ethnicity are you? I'm interested in calling you a slur. And I was actually his first subscriber. Chris was, and still is, so goated. Never mind. Only one trilogy can stay, the rest gotta go. I was literally conceived in a Shrek 2 movie theater. I'm obligated to pick Shrek. Would take me a brick wall traveling at Mach fuck to stop me from devouring that pussy. When the Powerpuff Girls became teenagers, 2003. Mind-blowing close-up image of the sun. Is that the sun's booty hole? The Japanese used to believe that your soul was in Uranus. By the way, do with this information what you will. BTS touched the deepest part of my soul. The earth is degenerating today. Bribery and corruption abound. Children no longer obey their parents. Every man wants to write a book, and it is evident that the end of the world is fast approaching. Assyrian tablet, circa 2800 before Christ. It's so over. Spreading misinformation instead of your ass. Tickle monster strikes again. He's got a tickle monster too. It's like 90,000 volts. Things that would kill Japanese people. Uranium. That's dark, bro. Wasn't dark for them. So were the remains. Found it, fell up your 620. Jesus, why is her tongue so fucking big? What verse is this from the Bible? Why don't the US Virgin Islands and the British Virgin Islands just fuck each other and get it over with? Me walking out of my boyfriend's room to say hi to his mom after watching a movie. I always had to leave the door open. Your mom liked to watch. If you bite it and you die, it's poisonous. If it bites you and you die, it's venomous. Poisonous. Venomous. Bite. Bite. What if it bites me and it dies? That means you're poisonous. Jesus Christ, Nate, learn to read. What if it bites itself and I die? It's voodoo. What if it bites me and someone else dies? That's correlation, not causation. What if we bite each other and neither of us die? That's kinky. Oh my god. Who the hell would bite a chunk off a freaking frog? French people. You're not a real gamer unless you can shove an entire Nintendo GameCube up your ass. Proud to be a real gamer. Serious doctors of Reddit, what was your worst? I don't think this is important, but patient. He stopped breathing. I love girls so much. Being B is a W because you can do anyone. You have twice as much of a chance to get a partner and you'll still be yourself. If you take a perfectly normal sentence and add at the end, it becomes 1000x worse. Volunteering at the local preschool today. I killed a woman on the 23rd of September 2015 in Casablanca. The body is now 5 meters underground in the middle of a swamp in Finland. Very important question. Cats or dogs? Cats are a bit more tender, dogs kinda taste like chicken. It depends on how I'm feeling really. No way bottom left's head isn't edited. I refuse to believe that exists. The Crimson Chin wants to speak to you. I would consider incest if you were my grandma. To this day the most painful experience in my life was when I was 12. I did a scuba diving lesson and on the way back up got stung on my left nutsack, sort of on the backside of it. Dunno how it happened. There were jellyfish everywhere but I thought I had given all of them enough space. Anyways, I spent the next hour or whatever on the boat passing in and out of consciousness in mind, numbing pain. It wasn't dangerous, just excruciating. I can still vividly remember the exact place of the sting and the sensation. Actually, you know what? Just touching my stomach a little gets me off. It's really weird, so maybe that could work. Did a Care Bear write this? Bro's a Teletubby shooting tubby custard from his Tinky Winky. I didn't need to read this. Damn it. Just found out hamsters literally can hibernate, and my 6 different hamsters that I thought died in the winter that I buried were probably alive. Mine was shivering, so I put it in the microwave and it exploded. My mom was crying as she scraped hamster guts off the walls. A big titty goth girlfriend. I do not get why you would want big tits. They are just flesh pillows. Don't forget, you can start late, start over, be unsure, try and fail and still succeed. That is very situational though. A drawing, yes. Surgery, no. All fun and games till you grab the dildo instead of the gun to defend your home. What the home intruder doesn't know is I'll get less time for sexual assault than I will for murder. Jeff Bezos realizing that he can change his gender and become the richest woman in the world. Then he marries Elon Musk, divorces him, gets half of his money, changes gender again and boom, he's the richest man in the world. I'm screenshotting this to a Rule 34 artist. You once in your lifetime imagined having sex with your teacher. Until we meet again. I don't have a teacher, I'm homeschooled. If Eco is EI's daughter, then what's name of Raiden's daughter? Ah yes, Generation Z can make arts of families, but can never make a family themselves in real life. I was supposed to be father before my fiancé with our child got hit by a truck. Shut the fuck up. Name the band. Ob/CD. During your childhood, if your parents divorced, whose custody would you prefer to go to? 50 your father. 87 your mother. My mom obviously. She's my girlfriend now. Whoever engineered chest binders is a fucking genius. I mean, how the fuck do you reduce a half a gallon worth of titties to a landscape that will make Kansas jealous? I'm utterly astonished by this technology. Edit, I'm a male with no tits. Please refer to the comments for specifics. Edit 2, my girlfriend wears them, I don't. Pocket dimensions. Where do they lead to though? Imagine a dimension just full of titties. If I tie my head in a chest binder, do I go to the titty dimension? The love of your life will appear in front of you unexpectedly. Now. And henceforth the cookie decreed, fuck the duck. Everything reminds me of her. What is the worst thing you've seen someone do or say while drunk? Best man got hammered at his best friend's wedding and professed his many years love for the bride at the reception after they had already said I do. Awkward. Do dreams count? Because my very first wet dream as a teen was with a triceratops for some reason. The dream wasn't even sexual. Makes sense, triceratops are horny. I prefer the triceratops. I have a medical condition that makes me constantly preck ask me anything. Doctor. I have an orgasm every time I sneeze. Doc, interesting. What have you tried so far? Me, pepper. Hell yeah, Robo Doges. You can only pick one. Choose wisely. Dog girl girlfriend, sh loves you. Robot dog army, I'll loyal you. But robo dogs don't have a mouth. An estimated 4% of the internet is porn. It's all porn, if you have the right attitude. Oh. I have a mommy kink. So. I'm supposed to act like your mom? Yes. Why are all these damn dishes in the sink? Me, I have a mommy kinker, so I have to act like your mom. Me yes. Her dies in a truck accident. You have severe trauma, but you are joking at it so fine. Fighting is a homosexual trait. Why are you a man aggressively touching another man? That's why I only fight women. Reply to Laurel's comment, is he a BF or brother? You'll look alike. Definitely siblings. BF and GFS don't make out with each other. Rainy Spider, Man Trilogy fans, after repeating the same quote for the 1 millionth time. I'm going to rub cum in your eyes. The game you last played is a new sex position. Russian roulette. What the fuck, man? Posted a TikTok with my leeches. I'll take the risk. Did you know? Metro train passing through blocks of apartments in China. We're not special. In America we have planes passing through buildings. Her dad, what are your intentions with my daughter? Me. Nivea Protect and Care 48 hour. That's a weird dildo. 3 separate suitcases found floating in Florida waterway contained remains of one woman. Geez. Women can never go anywhere with just one suitcase, can they? Youngest classical music fan. I can confirm the one about classical music is true. I'm 16 and I'm already suffering from arthritis and memory loss. I'm 16 and I'm already suffering from arthritis and memory loss. I'm 16 and I'm already suffering from arthritis and memory loss. Be Disney, make a movie, have the character pulled at by an animal slightly pulling their pants down. Have to make a choice, either specifically animate underwear on a Disney character, or show only bare skin, which implies a lack of underwear entirely. What would you have done in this situation? What color would you have chosen if you went the underwear route? Stitch should have pulled them all the way and showed me Nana's punani. The first personal ceiling fan. It should be renamed the Tall Enemy Eliminator. I always chuckle when I see 6x99. You must be a bit special in your brain to choose a name that reads 6699 when you read it correctly. Bro, I still do not know how to pronounce extentation. I heard he was pronounced dead. There was a similar guy that saved the Declaration and Bill of Rights, etc. during 1812. They gave him a job in the treasury or something, but so many people complained about him being a dingus that they had to fire him, despite saving our founding documents. Okay, but like, just because I save a child from a burning building doesn't mean I'm qualified to run a fire department. We can't know until you try. We'll use as many children as it takes. I'll set the fire. You throw a kid in for him to save. Sometimes I fantasize about coming home to drunk catch Siraji and her beating me until I feel numb. She kicks me in the ribs until I can hardly breathe. Then she starts to cry and apologizes, begging me to forgive her. She holds me all night as I cry into her chest. Let's play hide and seek. I will hide and you will seek professional help. We need a slur for toddlers. In Polish we have gowoniaki, which roughly translates to shitlings. What is the one thing you did while horny that you immediately regretted afterwards? I had a VR headset and decided to watch some VR porn. Had it on with headphones and I think my dad came in while I was jerking off, but no one ever said anything, and I'll probably never know. Ah yeah, winning son. Men of Reddit, what is the hardest thing to explain to a woman? Why I'm hard? No, I'm not horny. I wasn't thinking of anything. I was reading about the fall of the Roman Empire, okay? It just does that. What part of the Roman Empire do you find most sexually arousing? The part where Julius Caesar gets penetrated over and over again by all his friends. Little Caesar's founder quietly paid Rosa Parks rent for 10 years. I bet he also gave her that hot and ready. Smashing people's androids, then giving them iPhones. Good logic. Let me kill your children, then I'll make your wife pregnant. If you were Sauron, what would you have done differently in order to ensure you dominated Middle-earth and got back your ring? Worn thicker gloves. Hear me out. Make it a cock ring. Breaking into people's houses. In virtual reality. Snip a wolf simulator. You decide to finally unfreeze time after 6 months, only to find out everyone had remained conscious the whole time and is aware of what you did. Freeze time again and get rid of all the witnesses. You gonna get rid of your family. Made a star drop. Star drop finna make me act up. It's husband approved. What do you mean? Did he fuck the star to see? An angel crying at the cradle of the aborted child he was to guard. Well, he didn't guard it very well then. How does one measure the circumference of a vagina? Pie. Cream pie. Nice mouse pad. South African DJ, model, and writer. Her name is Ponahalo Mojapelo, and she has the most amazing side profile we've ever seen. That can be corrected with surgery. I wonder if she has trouble speaking. That's why she went DJ rather than singer. We have updated our privacy policy. Won't stop me from jerking off. What really sucked as a kid, but is fucking awesome as an adult. Sex with the babysitter. Soulja Boy isn't even a soldier. Dr. Dre ain't even a doctor. Keep it going. French Montana isn't even French. Paul Walker isn't even walking. 50 Cent doesn't even cost 50 cents. Back in the old days it did. I heard The Human Centipede was a great comedy. I'm about to watch it with my family. It will really bond you together. Found a wren in my M&Ms. Had to be the brown one, huh? Giving birth isn't as painful as being kicked on the nuts. Have you had a baby? No, but over the years women say, let's have another one. I never hear a man saying, come on, hit me on the nuts again. Then explain cock and ball torture, you fucking chode. What if your teeth were naturally flaccid and got hard when you got hungry? But mom, I'm not hungry. Honey, I see you're hard, just eat it. What the fuck? Who do you think farted the most on set? Mike. Yep. He's the oldest, therefore his asshole is loosest. Bet that shit sounded like bubble wrap. You can't enter heaven unless Jesus enters you. Now I understand the priest's motivation. Kitchen hell. Disgusting. How much are you willing to take a bet on deep throat that thing? $100. As someone who's worked in a fast food kitchen and seen many variations of that thing, I'd need 10,000 at the least. Voice chat. All the male gamers. A girl gamer who said something in voice chat. Bro, I'm a male with a high-pitched voice, and people have literally asked if they can fuck me. Crazy wrestling facts. Abraham Lincoln invented the Chakeslam. I'm sorry, Abraham Lincoln what? Apparently Lincoln was an avid boxer wrestler. I don't know about the Chakeslam, but he holds a very successful record. Some indications stating 300 wins or more, with very few known losses, only one officially recorded. He had to prepare for slave owners coming after him. That part of map is closed. Return to your designated area at once, or the towers are ahead. Is it really true you guys used to work for Hitler? No silly, we only work for villains. Introducing No Man's Sky for Mac. Hello, I'm proud of the pace of the team on No Man's Sky already this year. Our last update for No Man's Sky, Interceptor, was just a few weeks ago. Frackle was just 6 weeks before that. Why? Playing on the Mac is like having a love affair with your sister. It's nice, but deep down you know you're making a mistake. So that's what Japanese people's private parts are made of. Cactus. No better company. Me every time I go to someone's house and they have dogs. Anyone else thought brother was caked up. John and Yoko, 1972. Can't imagine celebrities at their scale these days casually biking around New York City getting hot dogs. No, they'd probably get shot by some psycho far. Name a place in Britain simply not worth visiting. Dublin. Don't start your car tomorrow. Damn girl, you a virgin. No. Wanna change that? What? Bro has plans beyond our comprehension. He's a welder. No offense, I can't fuck no big girl. Bro, your mama barely even fit in a casket. Stfu. Who is the most attractive person on the planet? A random girl you see on the train. Some girl working at a gas station in Russia. Technically it is the person with the most mass. So probably original poster's mom. Is that a golden spatula in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? Babe, don't get mad. I got to show you something. I told my dad yesterday I was going to see you today, and he thought it would be funny to jump on me to wake me up, and he gave me a hickey. I was like, really? This bitch is huge. My mom said I look like white trash. It's funnier if you think it's a dude telling his girlfriend this. Took a picture with a fan. This looks like a photo of two serial killers. As an American with Polish and Russian roots, I'm conflicted. If your parents managed to love each other, despite their countries of origin hating each other, so can you love both parts of yourself? They're divorced. If aliens showed up to your house today and asked take me to your leader, who would you take them to? Sandra in Human Resources. Let her deal with this shit. Excellent move. 10 minutes talking to Human Resources and they'll leave and never come back. Or decide we should be exterminated. Win-win. Nobody. Teachers, when they have to open a new page in a book. Gynecologists after their shift. She's here, y'all, 6 pounds 3 ounces, never wold vimagine, she's so precious, mommy got you forever. What is a non-fungible token? Kid looks like the mayor of Chicago. Half of Twitter is horny, half is depressed, and the other half is bad at doing math. Unfortunately I'm all three. How far can you squirt? I got my vegan girlfriend a Venus flytrap because I thought it would be funny, a plant that eats meat for meat, that only eats plants. She managed to convert the thing, now it won't blow me either. A Venus flytrap's sensory hairs are sensitive enough to detect a weight as little as 3 milligrams. Less than a sesame seed. So it probably just didn't know your dick was there. What would you do if you heard a hot girl found you attractive? Send her to rehab. It's avoidable if you literally shower once a day. You don't even need to shower that frequently. You really have to not take care of yourself to get cheese. Be right back, I'm gonna take a month break from showering, preparing smegma burger. Yum. This concept for mess-free urinals would probably create a different kind of mess. Never thought about the fact that this is basically a randomized sexually transmitted disease vending machine. What songs would you recommend to someone who just lost one or both legs? Footless. Boomer humor, I hate my wife. Millennial humor, I hate my life. Gen Z humor, spaghetti knife. Spaghetti knife, to end my spaghetti life. Pasta la vista baby. A lap of Rainbow Road is gonna finish them all off. Nintendo announced they will provide Mario Kart to Japan retirement home residents. 12-year-old rapper in court on felony charge. 12-year-old boy appears in court on felony charge for selling compact discs at a mall, Black Scene. Daycare provider who hanged toddler in her basement, sentenced to probation. Are 12-year-olds even able to be convicted of felonies? Depends on what color they are. Landing deer versus runway deer. That deer won't have the guts to do that again. Type I'm sexually attracted to and let autofill do the rest. I'm sexually attracted to the basement and the voices. Milk. White poison or healthy drink? Also, statistically, banning milk will greatly reduce the amount of fathers that go missing every year buying it. I'm sick of it shaking my head. Gets bullied at school all day. Decides to make some posts on Reddit on subreddits I like. Gets downvoted and bullied on Reddit. Which one of your posts got downvoted? One of your many posts about weed, or that one mutilation boner confession? What? Found this on an account my aunt follows. Behind the scenes. Back view. Front view. How do you think they got the line to roar in pleasure like that? Very cursed question. What would happen if you boiled Vaporeon? Would it somehow evolve into a steam version? Yes, it would evolve into a dead Vaporeon. My mom said it is my turn to post this. Seriously, why are people still posting these? One time it's funny, two times it's fucking annoying. Japan after United States of America dropped the second bomb on Nagasaki. How many police officers does it take to change a light bulb? None. They'll just beat the room for being black. I once got arrested for killing a black man. They charged me with impersonating a police officer. 14F super horny right now, anyone wanna chat? 14F. Yay, 14 feet underground. Andromeda be looking spicy though. That's more of MILF Dommy Mommy Galaxy though. But she said she was over 18 light years across. You must have met my mom. Indian food is batter. Nice English degenerate. Your mother is detergent. I feel like your finger posted this independently as a cry for help. If Beethoven could hear this. If Beethoven could hear. Just go race and see who races faster. KKK leaders started stabbing each other over argument about who's the most racist. Clash of Clans. Hi, does anyone have an urn I could borrow please for the weekend? Desperately need it, and mine's broken on me. A hot water urn by the way, not an ashes urn. Wish you had said earlier, I've just tipped mine and into the back garden. Technoblade never dies. He's just entering another level of life. Spectator mode. My neighbor in a lot of pain, she has hemorrhoids. This train is so cool. To come in a blender, she wanted a cum smoothie. It doesn't sound bad at all. I would do that for her, but she would need to return the favor, letting me use her juices for a tea or something. I'm a fucking degenerate, aren't I? Yes. Yes you are. Jilf is gender neutral. I gotta be honest, I'm a little curious about fucking a grapefruit. What's the worst pet? Kids. Poor Larry getting smashed by the log. I'd smash Larry with my log too. There is still time to delete this. Good lord, there's enough disease on that thing to infect an entire city. Enough semen to impregnate an entire city. Including the men. And the women. What's a question you should never ask a woman? What does your period taste like? Yeah, don't ask, just sneak a taste. How did black baby come from white parents? They got a shiny. The difference in Robert De Niro's ears over the years. You should see his balls. What's the worst sex advice someone has given you? A co-worker told me this a long time ago. If you want to know if the girl has a sexually transmitted disease, before you have sex with her, just squirt lemon juice on her pussy, and if she screams in pain then she has a sexually transmitted disease. I never believed him. Architecture. Upward, thrusting buildings ejaculating into the sky. Do cities have to be so sexist? Toxic masculinity is built into the fabric of our urban spaces, writes Leslie Kern, author of new book Feminist City. And the results aren't just divisive, they can be lethal. Leslie Kern. What the fuck is the building ejaculating? Concrete. Dentist confirms they can tell when someone has recently given a blowjob. I'm glad my wife isn't a dentist. Why is it a sin to be gay when God himself give us a G-spot? If God is truly omniscient, that would mean God knows how it feels to take a large black cock up the ass. This would also mean that he has to know how it feels to enjoy taking it, because he is truly omniscient after all. How powerful are you now? You became your username. Well, great. Just finished. I'm gonna need you. Describe your sexual life. Using a Star Wars quote. You are being rescued. Please do not resist. Harry Potter, 52, of Greenville. Crack possession. Harry Potter and the Crystals of Meth. Doctors of Reddit, what's the worst thing you can do to your body? Nothing. Being stagnant with your body will literally kill you. Move around. Go walk. Bend your knees. Stretch. Do Aladdin. I read as I laid on the couch for what I thought was 10 minutes, but it's really been 4 hours. Not a sad time, but a joyful one. The horse we've been training to skydive has returned to the arms of the Lord. We pushed a horse out of a plane, and it fucking died. When I talk to Lucia she just says things like, I'm so hungry, or, just 1 gold please, but I'm clicking talk and I can't give her gold. Please help. Lucia, I'm so hungry. She's accepted death. Not gonna lie I tried, but she's invincible to fire. Off topic, is it Batmans or Badman? Common misconception, a group of Batmen is actually called an orphanage. FEAR has 2 meanings, forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. The choice is yours. Fuck everything and reproduce. At some point in your life somebody has masturbated to the thought of you. I don't believe so. But alright. I got you homie, my next one goes out to you. Bro. I broke my fingers during basketball practice. And they were my 2 favorite fingers. So sad. For real. To do what? I believe in Dr. Shannon Curry's supremacy. Doesn't she looks like Joker is going to ruin her life very soon. Used to live in Wuhan when I was a teen. No one had heard of it until COVID. Now it is probably the 3rd most famous city in China. Interesting tactic by the tourism board. Life of a Pakistani girl. 1. Born. 2. Oh my god Korean men are so handsome. 3. Married to Uncle Bashir. 4. Died. Life of a Chinese girl. 1. Born. 2. Died. Your cat looks like he is in debt. Man I don't get ice skaters. How in the fuck do they do anything but fall on their ass? Fucking spinning and shit like how you suck I can do this at Mach 3 and not even get dizzy. Right. I mean, I'd certainly fall on her ass. Nose first. Ostriches raised in captivity sometimes become sexually attracted to humans. Imagine being the person who found this out the hard way. AI robots when you tell them not to kill all humans. Genshin Impact players when you tell them the age of consent is 18. Teenage galaxies are extremely hot. Finds James Webb Space Telescope. Yes officer, this space observatory right here. Oh god. Oh no. Oh yes. Oh yes. Sad Doge. When you hear them say vet and balls in the same sentence. Let's have the vet suck his balls dry. I love that takeout means food, dating, and murder. Take him out. If you're a praying mantis, it can be all three at once. The praying mantis part is also optional. What are some alternative uses for the penis that don't involve sex or the expelling of urine? Doorbell or elevator button presser. When life gives you melons, you may have dyslexia. I have daily sex. With big melons, I don't see why not. With big melons come great responsibility. A woman puts on this dress when she cleans her house, and the reason is that she told her 2 children who are terrified of her that this leopard woman is visiting our house to clean. If you don't make the house dirty, she won't come back. Gonna be funny when they get old enough to run and grab daddy's gun. What the fuck? Who allowed this to happen? Partial arts. Went to space for a bit, then. I guess I made ad now. You're welcome. Bro look, Frieza got natural lipstick, eyeliner, nail polish, manners, and thick thighs. I don't blame Yamcha, not gonna lie. What body part do you like the most? A functioning brain. Delicious. I love eyes. Well, all eyes. Eyes are just so beautiful. I love them. That's why I collect them. Whoever made this song I'm going to find them and skin alive. Was literally thinking of this word for word. Jesus is so nice. I hope nothing bad happens to him. She nailed it. I'd smash all my housemates if they said they were down. I wrote this. Aren't you living with your family? Pitbull stranded outside rings the doorbell. I smell the child inside. Let me in. Hey, I have a bad news, I have a brain tumor. At least now you have a big brain. You find out your closest friend is a serial killer, what do you do? Hand him my list and ask him to help me out. What is the best reply to I fucked your mom? I wish her mum was worth fucking. Using smirking face after a normal sentence is the funniest shit ever. My dog is stuck in the fence smirking face. Your eyes have their own immune system that works separately from your body's immune system. If your body's immune system found out, it would attack your eyes. I read this here, and at my last eye appointment I asked if it was true. The eye doctor said yeah, it's kinda weird, and I was like kinda? Damn. Now my body's immune system is aware of this. Goodbye sight. On the other hand, all ear anus injuries heal quickly without any attention from you, even though the area is full of bacteria. The immune system down there is pretty amazing. Now imagine anus transplant to make new eyelids as a hardened immune barrier for your eyes. Winking would change its meaning, probably. What? Sup, please do not jerk off your father while he is slowly dying in the hospital. I don't care how much better you think he will feel. And no, we won't take the Farley out so he can ejaculate. Stop it. Was in the next room when a colleague walked in on granny fucking her adult grandson once. Police were called. People are so fucking weird. How did you decide who was fucking who? Granny was very much on top. Won't be the last time Shinji cranks it in front of Asuka. Would you rather change genders every time you sneeze, or never be able to tell the difference between a baby and a muffin? I'll change gender, because I don't want to accidentally eat muffins. People of Ohio, what is the weirdest that has happened to you in the state? Also for anyone who has traveled through the area. I found a body in Bucky Lake when I was 11. Did you keep it? Ladies of Reddit, what's the weirdest thing a guy has done during sex? He told me that he was really into chicks being forcefully transformed into animals or creatures against their will, showed me a few clips of science fiction movies where this happens, and asked me to act it out. I politely declined and left. This was on a first date. Edward. Does anyone actually use the fucking dick hole in men's underwear? I wear my underwear backwards for easy access. Public execution. There is something oddly arousing about being executed in public. I don't know if anyone remembers, but there is a scene in Call of Duty 4 where you get tied up in the middle of a town square and get shot by Khalid al-Assad. Fuck, that scene was hot. I played it over and over again as a little kid and have had the kink ever since. What in the fuck? New magic twist hair sponge, Ellora afro braid style dreadlock coils wave hair curl sponge brush, double side oval, one piece Amazon's choice for curl sponge. Before. After. So that's how I get the N-word pass. Cats can suffocate babies. So can I, they are not special. Reminds me of a story of a lady who had a stroke while running hot water to warm her cooled bath. She didn't drown, but she essentially boiled. When they began to move what they thought was her corpse, they realized she was still alive. Her skin was sliding off. I've heard of this story, but I didn't know she was still alive. Poor woman, Jesus Christ. New fear unlocked. New fetish unlocked. No. But. Get back in the cage. You wake up in the year 3020 after being cryogenically preserved. What is the first thing you do? Boot up a porn simulation and let rip 1000 years of built up sperm. That jizz will fly so hard it will pressure wash the logo off the NASA shuttle. It's racist to point this out, you should think about how this might make an African American feel. What? He can have plastic if he wants, it might be part of his culture. Again, what? My father wanted to hit me, so I locked myself inside my room. This is what he did to my door. Here is Johnny. Edit, thanks to whomever gave me the wholesome award for this, laughing out loud. I'm Kabini Higashi, I am RIM20. I bet she farts so bad when she gets scared. Imagine the farts in the zone where time was paused, it would be eternal sniffs. Why the fuck you type this? What's a subtle way of showing someone you respect them? Not trying to have sex with their wife. Me, hey Siri, my dad died. Siri, I'm sorry. Do you want me to cheer you up? Me, tell me a joke. Siri, knock knock. Me, who's there? Siri, not your dad. I was crying on someone's arms, and the guy got an erection. Morning wood. This is the greatest comment here. Got a boner from laughing at this. Doctor explains why Queen's hands have turned purple, UK and world news. At this point, they're in Buckingham Palace hooking the Queen's nipples up to car batteries in an attempt to reanimate her. This just in Buckingham Palace has brought in the royal necromancer for reasons we don't know. For anyone wondering about name of this anime, it is called Redo of Healer. It is said that the devil started reading the Bible the day you were born. What celebrity would you marry if they asked you to without any date prior? The richest oldest one. Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos? I'm not gay. But $1 billion is $1 billion. How does this feel on your prostate? Like $1 billion, Jeff. If you had to legalize a crime, what would it be? Speeding in school zones. America's childhood obesity problem can easily be solved by kids running for their lives to get home. She looks like the type of lady that acts all sweet, but then after she gets criticism she goes home and microwaves her hamster. If you have the ability to pee whatever liquid you want, what would you like to pee? Water. Going to visit Africa. What's the grossest thing you do in private? I use my shit as lubricant for masturbation. That's enough of internet for the day. Holy shit. We have a winner here. Iron Hand of Gotts von Berlichingen, plus 20 limb, plus 12 attack strength, plus 50 writing skills, plus 100 bad, assery, minus 5 stubbornness. The Iron Hand of Gotts von Berlichingen. 1480 to 1562, a knight and mercenary who lost his right arm in a siege, 640 x 360. Points about this: it was shot off by a cannon. He continued, being a knight for over 40 years after getting the iron hand. It was delicate enough he could still write with a quill using it, which is important as he was described as a warrior poet after a merchant, punching life suitable for an Elder Scrolls protagonist. He was outlawed by the Holy Roman Empire. Friends of his used a high diplomacy role and a bribe to get him out, and he then almost immediately kidnapped a bishop after outlaw of the Holy Roman Empire to Electric Boogaloo was placed under house arrest in a castle he had purchased with all his quest rewards, to spend the next 20 years drunk off his ass. I can't believe you'd make this post and not mention that his poetry contains the first known usage of the phrase lick my ass. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that is a left hand. I'm choosing to believe that the full poem read lick my ass. For I cannot wipe to your wives and your mothers, I lay the pipe that those here assembled become most hype, and was later recited aloud incredibly quickly to a fire beat like some kind of late medieval version of 8 Mile. I can't prove that happened, but I choose to believe. Yeah, sex is cool, but have you ever had your dad say he's proud of you? Only when we are having sex. Sea lion pups roll in sand to protect themselves from the sun. Pre-seasoned. Tax season hitting me like. Imagine getting hit so hard you turn into an NFT. What smells good but shouldn't? I was disgusted to find that the wonderful smelling coffee roaster near my workplace was actually a pet crematorium. One thing about trains, it doesn't matter where they're going. What matters is deciding to get on. It doesn't matter where the train is going. 1940s German soldier. At Costco, both $500,000 diamond ring and $5 cereals can be purchased in a single transaction. Yeah, well, at Walmart you can buy pregnancy tests and rifles and get prescription glasses. Fuck you in particular, God hates you. Just play a hair cutting sound effect on your phone. No one, Swedes. Sweden has recognized sex as a sport and is preparing the world's first championship in it. If there's casual sex, then why not make go? As long as they don't start training kids for this sport by older coaches. My goldfish ate my other goldfish when I was 6, and it was horrific. Oh my god. That's so relatable. I had a twin that I digested in the womb. What's the wildest place you've masturbated in? Turn around. So you know how Elastigirl could use her powers and stretch her clit into a cock. Sonic is so fast that she humps the air, and that thrusting motion creates so much momentum that her clit and fat pussy lips stretch into a lady hedgecock. The werewolf kept slowly approaching me after deflecting my last bullet. He grabbed me and I felt something hard in between his legs. So how big was it? Oh my gee golly, I hope he doesn't knock me or anything. Oh, I don't want a big fuss of a funeral. I just want to be made into a set of decorative soaps. Imagine scrubbing your asshole with your dad. What a horrible day to be literate. Peter is probably the craziest charity out there. Probably? Name any other charity that kills 95% of its rescues. Make-A-Wish Foundation? I'm not a sex worker, but I did run a bar opposite one of Edinburgh's infamous saunas, sort of legal brothel the police turned a blind eye to. Anyway, the girls used to come into my bar once their shift was over for a well-earned drink, and so I got to know some of them pretty well. Inevitably, conversation would turn to their clients' kinks. Two spring to mind. The high court judge who came in to be spanked and be told he needed to be punished. Not that exciting, but the one I can never forget was the peanut butter man. He would come in the day before with a massive bag of peanuts for his favorite girl and book an appointment the next day where the girl would shit on him and he would smear it all over himself saying I'm the peanut butter man over and over. I could never get that image out of my mind. The zoo that puts people in moving cages while animals roam free. Finally, someone got it right. Awesome food truck. I see what I want, but how do I order? Fighter's skull gets crushed. Elbow crushes fighter's skull. Left a dent. How does one fix that? Plunger. I won't die happy until this man is pregnant. There's poo inside of you always. I had a court scan one time and there were lots of farts in there as well. Farts are just the screams of trapped poo. I live outside city limits. There are very few houses near my home and many tall bushes and trees around the house. There is a small mountain at some distance. The nights are very quiet and there is no street lights, so after dark the only lights are the lights from my house and the moonlight. There are two trees a little far from my house that are standing close to one another. One night while I was outside my house with a flashlight doing something, I realized there was only one of those trees. I looked around that tree with my flashlight, but there was no sign of the other tree, like it never existed. The next day I went there during daytime to see exactly what happened to the other tree and they both were there just like I remembered. I looked around them and even climbed on them to see anything strange, but nothing was out of ordinary. Sorry about this bug in your simulation. We usually patch servers during the night time. For more details watch The Truman Show. What do you need me, master? I can't sleep. I'm horny. Good night, horny.